Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Georgie, and I'm your friendly neighborhood anime and manga fan. I love all things anime and all things manga, and I'm here today to talk about Hunter x Hunter chapter 404. So, what did I think about this week's chapter? Honestly, I thought this week's chapter was fantastic, just like last week's, because it once again establishes the tension and the dynamics of this Succession War arc, and just how every plot thread seems to be just exploding right in our faces. Whether it's Serenic consistently getting stronger and stronger, is that Hulkenberg, plotting to take down Prince Benjamin trying to make it so there's martial law and he can actually take over and put all the princes in house arrest, as well as pretty much Zhang Li trying to figure out what his coins are and how he could use Kurapika to his own benefit. A lot of factors, and not to mention the Phantom Troop towards the end. Just a bunch of great things going down, and I can't wait to talk to you guys all about it. Now, before I go any further with this week's chapter, I just wanted to give you guys a quick reminder to make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you guys can be up to date with all my Hunter x Hunter, as well as all my anime and manga content that I'll be providing in this channel. It really helps out a lot, and I would really appreciate it if you guys could subscribe to my YouTube channel. So if you guys could, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get into this week's chapter. So in this week's chapter, we start off where we left off last time, which is pretty much Zhang Li meeting up with Kurapika because he's trying to disclose and talk about, like, his coin system and what his Nen ability is all about, because he himself doesn't fully know about any of that. He doesn't even know, he knows the existence of Nen, however, he doesn't know what, his power is with the coin, so he's trying to get, some practice with Kurapika, because Kurapika threw out the letter last chapter to the princesses to, get, so they can talk, he could talk to them. And we see that pretty much Kurapika is like, yeah, your coins will reset if you give it to someone else. Every person you give a coin to has a different number, and vice versa. And he breaks down, like, pretty much the semantics of how his Nen ability works. It's a lot of factors, typical Togashi fashion. There was a lot of exposition regarding the the Nen coins and all that. However, the biggest thing to note is that Kurapika does mention that the biggest threat to Zhang Li, being the emperor of winning the Succession War, is not actually his Nen ability currently. However, his Nen ability in the future is a big major risk, because apparently once his Nen ability and the coins increase in value tremendously, his Nen will fully be awakened and he will be able to be a manipulator, from my understanding. And that's obviously a bad thing. So obviously Kurapika does not inform him of all of this whatsoever, but he does give him information regarding the coin system, but not everything. He wants to keep some things behind scenes, behind the knowledge of Zhang Li, because he's trying to make it so Wobble wins, obviously. So he's trying to play it coy, but he's trying to, like, obviously still seem like he's giving him all the true information, when in reality he isn't, for the most part. Now, continuing from that section of the chapter, we also see that pretty much Hulkenberg, as he's taking over Balsamico's body, we see that his actual original body, he's being taken care of by Leorio and Chitu, which is Cheeto or whatever her name is. She's one of the Zodiacs. I don't care about her. However, I do care about Leorio. It was cool seeing him again. Great seeing my man Leorio doing some doctoring. That's why he became a hunter, and it's great to see that he's taking that career seriously. And you see him that he's, like, taking Hulkenberg to the medical office, and he's, like, performing I don't know, some surgical stuff. I don't know if he's just a nurse or whatever the case is, but he's helping out, and I'm glad to see Leorio. Always great to see my man Leorio. So it was great, and I wanted to point that out. And what happens pretty much during that is that we see Hulkenberg inside of Balsamico's body. He's just like, oh, it's great that I took over, and now everyone's gonna think I'm dead, even though I'm not. However, the biggest thing is, apparently, if Hulkenberg's true body does die, that would mean that Balsamico's, like, they swap bodies. If I'm understanding what's happening, Balsamico is inside Hulkenberg's body. However, he's knocked out for the time being because he collapsed. So what does that mean? That right now the plan, I guess, from my understanding, what Hulkenberg's plan is obviously, as Balsamico, infiltrate and talk to Prince Benjamin, poison Prince Benjamin, and then also poison himself. So when Hulkenberg does wake up, he's able to go back to his original body. That's my understanding. I could be wrong. You guys can correct me in the comment section down below. So, but yeah, it's fun because we'll also see pretty much the biggest threats apparently to Zhang Li during this Succession War arc is pretty much Lazarus, Hulkenberg, and Prince Benjamin. Those are the three biggest threats. No mention of Camilla, surprisingly, even though she's broken. But however, to be fair, no one knows about her ability, so it makes sense. And what happens after that is pretty much we see also that, as Hulkenberg is getting ready to, make his big plan, we see that that's not gonna happen, because we see that Prince Benjamin is like, oh man, we gotta take cautious of this. But however, you know, clarify one thing, make sure that the body's, you know, taken care of. And as he's saying all of this, we see that we also catch up with pretty much the princesses. You know, they're reading the letter, and we see that all of them are trying to figure out like, oh, what is going down. We see Camilla there, we see Prince Benjamin, and a thing to note is that we also see Serenic. In Serenic, my man is a ticking time bomb. My man is literally getting stronger and stronger, and that was a part of the chapter where I was like, oh my god, this is bad. Like, this is a terrible scenario for Kurapika and the rest of all of them, because the thing is, he's Master Setsu. Apparently he's gotten down to 4 seconds for him to be able to use Setsu. He's trying to break it down to 1 second. He's trying to make it to that, and he's just been grinding for like, I think a couple of days, I think 3 days in learning Setsu, like to get it shorter and shorter, his the activation time. And even his personal trainer or whatever, he's like, this is insane. Like, this is insane. I'm beating myself over it. That it took me for a while to get this, but he's just getting it like that. Like, what? And that's the fascinating part about this whole thing. Like, Serenic is just a ticking time bomb, and I cannot wait to see how much obese my man will be towards the end of the Succession War arc, because he is arguably potentially the strongest Nen user if he survives this Succession War, because he's mastered almost everything regarding Nen in a short amount of time period. It's only been 2 weeks and he's already fluent in most things, and he also has 2 Nen beasts. So whoever steps up to him is gonna have a very bad day, to say the least. And what happens after that is we also see that pretty much, like I said, Hulkenberg is talking to inside of Balsamico's body. He's talking to what's his name, Prince Benjamin, and as he's breaking down, he's like, hey, you know, make sure that the body is taken care of. And then they're like, okay, well, yeah, he's gonna die. They actually, you know, they showed a whole message like in the television screens in the ships, like about Prince Hulkenberg's death and all, and why not, and how that's a big deal. And we see that everybody in the ship is like, oh no, like it's for his followers most likely. And that's not most likely, that's literally what it was. It was like for, and Prince Benjamin's like, all right, just make sure that the body gets taken care of, just make sure that everything, like, that he's actually dead. And one thing to note is that obviously the mom, like the Hulkenberg's mom, was not gonna say that he's truly dead, so his body was going to be deemed death by internal organs or something. There was no biopsy. So in other words, he could get back to his body, and I'm assuming that's what he's planning to do after he kills Prince Benjamin, and just kind of play it behind the scenes. That's what I would do if I was a Hulkenberg, you know, in this game of cat and mouse, like, you know. And how the chapter ends, we also see is that towards the end, you know, while all that is happening, we see that the Phantom Troop shows up, and they're like, hey, so we're gonna take down Morena's crew, right? I believe that's what they were gonna do. Is like, they're like, yeah, like I think it was the High Lee family. I could be wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm most certain. I think that Morena is the High Lee family. I think I got it right. It's been a while, guys. But from the end of the chapter, we see that they're ready to go to invade Morena's hideout and really take them all out. And I'm just gonna say, Morena, R.I.P. I don't know how you're beating Nobunaga and the rest of the Phantom Troop that are there. You know, like Sphinx and all the Sphinx and Phaeton. How you guys doing that? I don't see it happening. So R.I.P. Rib Bozos. watch Morena be like super OP. Watch her be like Meruem level for all I know. Then I'll be looking like real foolish, wouldn't I? But yeah, that's how the chapter ends, and I think that the chapter was fantastic. And once again, like I said, it established pretty much the tension and how time is ticking. And like I said, the biggest takeaway for me in this chapter is, hey, time is ticking and Serenic is getting more and more stronger, and that's not a good thing whatsoever, guys. He is, to me, I believe that he's going to be the final villain in this arc. I think he might be the sole survivor. I hope not, because that'll be terrible for the rest of the world. But with all that being said, what did you guys think about this week's chapter? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys thought it was alright? Whatever you guys thought, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, thank you so much for sticking all the way to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Hunter x Hunter, as well as more anime and manga content in the near future. But yeah, with all that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.